Hello, this is Mr. Rusty. It's been a while since I've made an upload to YouTube. In the past, I actually would make recordings with my audio recording device with the intent to eventually convert it into a video file, and then from there uploading it. The problem is taking the audio and converting it into a video file. It takes a while to do, at least with the methods that I know how currently. Anyway, so what I'm doing right now is I'm recording with my webcam, but I have a piece of cloth over my camera. I don't want to be on camera right now. I was not really organized to be on camera. I need to organize things. I really don't have any visual aids. I'm actually getting over a cold. Actually, I think at this point I'm done and over with my cold. It's just it's the aftermath of the cold. So my voice is still a little bit raspy from having a cold. So it's just kind of like the tornado came through. Everything was kind of being pushed around by the wind, and now everything is just kind of being rebuilt. So eventually everything will be back to normal. I'm actually a little bit annoyed that I did get sick during the month of April. I thought if I would get sick, it would be during the months when it's a bit colder. Those are the months when everybody is just so very much huddled together. Everybody's staying inside to keep warm, and everybody is just overly close to everybody else. So everybody basically shares everybody else's germs. Still have a bit of a cough, so maybe I'm not quite over my cold. I don't know. But anyway, I do just want to make a recording. I'm wide awake. I'm naturally a night owl. I do have to get up for work. Not right away, but a little bit later down the road. So I probably should go to bed, but you know, I'm wide awake, so I might as well just do a recording and just talk about some plans that I have for my channel. Possible plans, I should say. So I recently purchased a camera, and I'm going to be testing it out, trying it out. I have 2 weeks to really try it out before I decide whether or not I want to really keep it. It's a camcorder, basically. I bought it from Walmart. Most other stores that sells electronics, they don't really even have camcorders, because nobody really wants camcorders anymore. Everybody wants those weird little cubes that you can stick up on your dashboard and record yourself driving. Something you can connect to your hat so that you can record yourself going for a walk or a run. You could attach it to your wrist. You could attach it to a fishing pole and have an overly expensive fishing lure, and record that fish swallowing the camera as you reel it in. Some of the more advanced ones, you can actually go deep underwater. You can go snorkeling and scuba diving. Some of the really expensive ones you could probably throw into fire and it won't burn or melt away. You could throw it into a river of hot lava and you can record the experience of being thrown into a river of hot lava. And as fun as that sounds to be able to do with a camera, I don't have the desire or the need for a piece of equipment that ridiculous or expensive. So this regular camcorder, it wasn't cheap, but at the same time it was within my means to purchase. So hopefully it will work out. My biggest issue in the past has been the fact that my audio wasn't so great for my videos. I tried so many different methods to make the audio decent. And then there was also, coming up with ideas of what to talk about. My main deal was showing various diet books that I was looking at and trying out. My main thing was weight loss for a time, fitness and health for a time. But I was no expert. I was just trying to find my way, trying to find my personal secret of how I can lose weight, for me personally. So what one supplement may have worked to some degree for me might not work for you. A diet plan that worked for me might not work for you. I started off, well, I don't want to talk about how I started off, but when I first started to really truly succeed at weight loss, it was with the Jorge Cruz 100 diet, which I misplaced the book and I reacquired a new copy. It was actually a new reprint, so I don't know if there's anything added to it or not. I know the graphic looks a little bit different, and there's a before and after picture of some people. And I shared my personal before and after photos in the past. But unfortunately, the after picture didn't stay. I gained some of the weight back. It's just so easy to lose focus and go to fast food, to be in the habit of going to fast food on the lunch break as opposed to preparing a decent meal that morning or the night before. Some of my ambitions changed, and so some of those ambitions really didn't include the absolute need to be in tip-top shape. I was just for a while there, I was just kind of going with the flow, and showing up to work without a lunch prepared, and then just heading over to the fast food places. Um, I think it's okay to every once in a while allow yourself to cheat with fast food, but when it becomes a habit of going to fast food 5 days out of the week, not only can that be overly expensive, um, they keep raising the prices on everything, and it's so easy to spend like $10 on just a meal. So do that 5 times a week, and you're out $50. Which realistically, if I took that same $50 and took it to the grocery store and purchased some vegetables and some meat from the canned and frozen section, I could prepare myself a decent lunch and still have some materials uh, for either other meals during that week, or basically what I'm saying is that the $50 at the grocery store will go beyond the one work week usually. So I'm trying to stay away from the fast food just for the sake of saving some money, and also because it's a quick way to gain a bunch of weight. I gain all of my weight back. I gained some of it back. I caught myself though, and now I'm in the process of just kind of getting back into gear. Like I said, I reacquired the 100 book, and so I'm going through that. I also have a paleo diet for beginners book, and so I'm just kind of mashing stuff together, trying to eat more healthy. I feel like in time I'll be back to where I was, and then I will also be able to um, become even healthier than I was at my best. And realistically, I shouldn't even worry at this point. I shouldn't worry too much about the actual weight number. Um, in the past, my main goal was to lose weight, become very lean. I think right now I do want to gain some muscle. So even if I'm not even if I don't get back down to the weight that I was in my before and after, as long as I have less fat and more muscle, that's fine. Realistically, I should uh, just pay attention to uh, the fat percentage on my personal body. Which there are some ways to figure that out. The fitness center I was going to actually have some techniques to figure that out for me, which I can, if I ask them nicely, they will gladly show me exactly where I'm at. And so, realistically, I want to be down to a healthy body fat percentage. The work that I am doing currently requires at least a little bit of muscle. So I'm actually lifting on a regular basis. Excuse me. This is a horrible recording. But it's because I'm coughing. And I'm rambling. But then again, everybody rambles on YouTube now. Even the people who are making the big bucks on YouTube, they ramble. Even the highest educated college professors will ramble. So whatever. Who cares? In the past, I had maybe 24 people who would actually watch my videos. When I upload this, maybe 3 people will watch it. I've been going for a little over 16 minutes. Anyway, some things I would like to do is branch out from the fitness and health deal and move into something else. I think I want to take a break from the fitness and health. Because realistically, Mr. RUSTY366, I mean, originally that was just a username. I never thought that I would start making videos. It was just a username for the sake of having a YouTube account so I could log into YouTube. And I had the ability at that point to subscribe to some of the content creators that I enjoyed watching, and use the watch later feature for the videos that I wanted to maybe watch over again, or maybe I only got halfway through and I didn't have time to watch the whole thing, so I hit the watch later. It's a lot easier to have the watch later feature than it is to search for it again and hope that you find it again. So, but now I'm making videos, and I don't know, maybe later on I might make an additional channel with my same user email account. I'm not sure how it's all going to work out. I have no idea. There's so many things I don't really know. I'm not really on the inside of YouTube. I make videos every now and again. I'm technically considered a partner with YouTube and Blogger, or I should say just Google AdSense, but I don't know, it's kind of a pain for me to finally get that. And then I had it taken away because they didn't like my blog. And then my blog was accepted, and then my status for my YouTube channel was restored again. So I don't know. I think it's kind of silly that the entire thing is connected. So I guess my fear is if I were to make a new channel and for whatever reason it doesn't fit the so-called expectations that Google would essentially shut me down again. I wouldn't be entitled to have ads on my blog or on my YouTube channel that I currently have. So I don't know, with the name Mr. Rusty366, that really doesn't tell you anything. In fact, that tells you nothing. It just sounds like some random username, because it was, like I said before. So this is a channel that could be anything. And so for that reason, I can show anything. And with my new camera, I'm going to start showing maybe I'll start going through my paleo diet book and start making recipes. But you won't see me in front of the camera. You'll see me doing stuff behind the camera. I'm showing you. So it's almost like you get to see through the eyes of Mr. Rusty. Also, I did buy some plants. Or no, I bought some potting soil and a planting pot. I already have a planting pot full of regular soil, and there's some things I've added to it to help make the soil richer. But anyway, I basically wanted to just kind of mix together the soil that I already have with some of this more advanced potting soil. I wanted to just kind of grow some things. Grow some flowers or something. Originally I thought about growing some bell peppers, but then I thought I'm a novice when it comes to planting things, and so I don't know that I really trust what I am planting to be something that I can consume, something to eat. I first want to get planting planting some flowers down. Figure that one out before I start thinking about growing food. I will say though, there's only, with the seasons the way it is, this is like the one shot to really, if I wanted to grow food, this is the time to do it, but I'm not going to. I think there are some ways to grow some plants inside, regardless of the season. So I think you can actually grow tomatoes year round. Like idealistically, it's more like spring and summer, but I think there are ways to kind of make the seeds think that it's ideal conditions, and it'll grow inside. Like you can actually grow plants, tomato plants, like in like a condo or an apartment. So I might explore that later after I figure out how to grow flowers. And I might get like a cacti, and see how to like take care of a desert plant. I mean, there are people who are on TV right now where that's all they do is they go off and they show off gardens, and they're like, oh, this is how you make it look awesome. So I mean, what's different between me and them is they know what they're doing and I don't. And so for that reason, it, it's slightly more entertaining and it's a learning experience. And I would love to see comments of people saying, "You don't know what you're doing. You should do this. This will work. What you're doing is wrong, but this should work." And then I can try that in my next video. So it's like it's gardening with Mr. Rusty. I don't know. That's something I was thinking about. And then, once I start growing food, then I can incorporate the food that I've grown into some of the recipes that I'll be showing. It's like these are the tomatoes that I grew on the windowsill in the middle of winter. And now we're going to use it to make this salad. So, with an HD camera that will hopefully have decent audio. I don't know why it wouldn't have decent audio. Um, I'll make better videos. And I'd like to show a little bit more of myself as far as, my personality. I feel that I am doing that to some extent. Um, I still won't be revealing too much about my personal life, really. But um, I don't know. I think this is a nice big step into another direction with my YouTube channel. And I promised myself that I wouldn't go too far beyond a half hour. We're now at 27 minutes and 37 seconds. So, just stay tuned. I think showing recipes is more ideal than, hey, read this book. It might work for you. Um, since I will have a camera, it would be easier for me to maneuver and to show you things. You can maybe have a friend record me. Maybe I can record a friend. Maybe I can have a friend start a YouTube channel. I can record them, and I can help them out, and they can help me out. That's usually how the really big YouTube channels start out anyway. They start off small, just a couple people hanging out together. They start up their own channels, and then they just kind of they help each other out with their channel. They figure things out, and then they just all group together into one big channel, and they just kind of split up the rewards. And so, I can dream. I don't know where YouTube is going. I don't know if YouTube is the thing that's replacing everything else, or if YouTube is just kind of a phase. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like a MySpace. Like, MySpace is still technically around, but it used to be like everybody used it, and then everyone just kind of moved to Facebook and Twitter, and then all these other social medias started popping up. Pinterest and um, again, I'm thinking of any of the other names because I'm not involved with them all too much. But anyway, I don't know where my MySpace is. MySpace still actually around? I think it is. What I was saying though is I don't know if YouTube is going to be like MySpace or not. I don't know it. So as far as making money off from doing just playing around on a camera, people are doing that now. Will I be able to do that at some point? I don't know. It's a hobby right now. It was just me recording my personal journey. Um, I what I'm basically saying, and I'm trying to wrap this up because I'm past the half-hour mark, um, is expect more from this channel, but at the same time, don't have your expectations way too high. Because I have no idea how often I will make a video. I have no idea how quickly I'll be able to edit and upload a video. If I find myself spending hours on uploading a 15-minute video and like 6 people bother to watch it, and half of those people stop watching it at the 5-minute mark or whatever, it's really not worth it to me. And I'll just kind of put my camera away and maybe create a different account, but not try to have it be a part of the Google AdSense family. Just kind of have it a very private video channel where all the videos are private, and it's just for my personal archive, just for me. So I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. But I don't know. I think this video was really more for me than anybody else. Some ideas out there, but do expect me to show some gardening stuff. I might take my camera along to some journeys, some walks, some trails. Might show what I like to do with some friends. Just kind of have us all hang out. Having us holding hands and singing Kumbaya around a campfire while we roast tofu at the end of a stick. And drinking a hot cocoa from Starbucks. Because if you're going to have hot cocoa, you might as well be overcharged for it. No. I think they do sell cocoa. Do they? I don't know. Most of the time people just go there for coffee, because that's what they sell. And, by the way, the expensive coffee at Starbucks. I don't want to be sued by Starbucks for that last little comment. Not that they would, because they're super nice. The people of Starbucks are super nice, and they'd never sue me over something so stupid. But seriously, you could go to a gas station and spend $2 on a cup of mediocre coffee. And for about that same price, you can buy a cup of Starbucks coffee. The reason that a Starbucks coffee can be expensive is if you have the specialized orders. But if you just order a standard house blend coffee and just, like a regular sized cup, not the ginormous biggest size they have. I mean, just something like a 6 ounce, like the smallest cup they have. And that's really all you really need, honestly. Don't want to overdo it with the coffee, I've come to find. Don't want to overdo it with the caffeine overall. Oh, I was closing up and then I started going on this route. Who cares? I'm going to keep going. This is a really nice video. Just a shout out to I think the video is Lean Secrets. Anyway, I'll look it up as I'm on my Kindle here. Apparently my YouTube app is outdated. So I'll have to upgrade it. Get app. Downloading. Okay, I'm just being weird and obnoxious, but who cares? It's my channel. I can say whatever I want. Anyway, I think it's Lean Secrets. There's a nice young lady on there who gives tips of health and weight loss. Sometimes she's approached by companies that says, "Hey, share our product and we'll pay you." And she openly says, "Oh, and I need to mention this because they're paying me." I think that's how you really make money on YouTube. Is you become famous enough for advertisers to say, mention mention our product in your next video and we'll give you a couple $100. And say, okay. Anyway, that's another tangent. The Lean Secrets lady, she made a video on coffee and how realistically it's not the greatest thing to have. It causes an overabundance of a jump, a spike into cortisol, the stress hormone. So you might find yourself a little more stressed out than you need to be. Too much cortisol actually causes a spike in the blood sugar, which triggers insulin, which causes the body to go into fat storage mode. So there's that. And then also she mentions that you could actually acquire, I think it's called adrenal fatigue, or maybe it's adrenaline fatigue. In either case, basically, I don't remember all the science behind it, but basically, when you have coffee, the coffee itself isn't giving you energy. It's causing a reaction to your body, which causes your own body, to release certain hormones. It gives you energy. But the problem is, you're just kind of abusing your own body, so it gets to the point where you are you absolutely, at that, there comes a point where you absolutely need it to wake up. You wake up in the morning, you don't feel rested at all. So, okay. My app, no, it's still installing. I would look up that video. I think, again, it's called The Lean Secrets. And then look up coffee. Lean Secrets Coffee Drinking. And it's a video that just talks about how bad coffee can be. But that doesn't mean that you can't have, 1 cup of coffee maybe. From Starbucks. Because Starbucks is a delightful cup of coffee. That all just stemmed from me making fun of myself and some of the things that I have done with friends. We didn't actually hold hands and sing Kumbaya. But we would go out and just kind of hang out and have a bonfire, or maybe not a full-on bonfire, maybe a small fire. Everybody just smells like campfire smoke at the end of the night. All kind of share stories and tell jokes and laugh and have fun. Okay, my app is now downloaded and installed. Due to API changes, some information of videos are now only available in video's detail page, i.e. age restriction, region restriction, and the like. They are not available on the feed page now. Okay, a bunch of other changes. Okay, that's nice. Thank you. How do I shut you down? Okay. So now I have 2 YouTube apps. One of them is obsolete and doesn't work. And the other one is apparently good to go, but there's this notice that changes have occurred. Which is interesting information. Okay, now it's shut down. Okay. So, let me double check that. So I'm typing in lean secrets. Secrets. Okay. Yeah, that's the girl. Coffee. 10 Reasons to Quit Coffee by Lean Secrets. Watch that video. It's very interesting. And honestly, the main girl, the main woman, is actually very attractive. So if nothing else, just enjoy the fact that, the information is coming from a very attractive lady. Even if you don't agree with what she's saying. But it's interesting information. So, yeah, it was adrenal fatigue. It's because there's another video called Healing Adrenal Fatigue. So, I've had my moments where I've abused caffeine, and especially when I was like in college, which I'm getting back into school, because I never really fully committed to one particular. I kept changing what I wanted to do because the world keeps changing on what it wants to do. So it's hard to be ahead of the game. Where am I? 46. I'm almost 47 minutes. Maybe we'll just go for a full hour of me just randomly looking up stuff on a Kindle device. There's some weird videos where all they do is they bring up videos on YouTube, and they only play the audio of the YouTube video, and they just add commentary, and they show their reactions to the video, and they just kind of laugh like, oh, I like that part, but they never actually show the video. And something that Mr. Saul Hudson, better known as Slash, I respect you, man, just so you know. But seriously, I feel like he kind of sold out when he made a video just like that. He went on camera with his famous top hat and his glasses, and he was recording himself watching music videos on YouTube and be like, yeah, man, yeah. He saw what all these younger dudes were doing on YouTube. Not just dudes, younger girls too, younger dudettes. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll do that too. And my question is why? Don't do that. Seriously. It's because the younger generation's doing that. You don't have to do what they're doing to try to make yourself seem like you're hip and cool, and I don't know. Just play your guitar, because that's what you know how to do best. Okay. I'm interested in this healing adrenal fatigue thing only because I think recently, turning up the volume, I think recently I have been consuming too much caffeine. So first of all, once again, watch the 10 Reasons to Quit Coffee by Lean Secrets, and then I'm going to click on the healing adrenal fatigue. I'm going to keep the cloth on the camera. I'll add some commentary, and most of the commentary will be like, that's a good idea, or that's interesting. And that's it. Okay, here we go.
Today, I wanted to talk to you all about adrenal fatigue, adrenal burnout, how to fix it, how to figure out if you have it. Let's jump into what adrenal glands are. Your adrenal glands are these little tiny glands sit on top of your kidneys. They are responsible for producing your fight or flight hormones, such as adrenaline, cortisol, noradrenaline. There's lots of different things that can stack up and cause your adrenal glands to just kind of go on the fritz. Any illnesses like strep throat, mono, major surgery, drinking coffee all the damn time, all these things stack up. And your adrenal glands eventually will get tired of constantly pumping these fight or flight hormones. And then what happens? Adrenal fatigue. And what does adrenal fatigue look like? Adrenal fatigue usually looks like chronic fatigue, always being tired, having difficulty doing everyday simple tasks. Your cortisol levels are flip-flopped. So a lot of people with adrenal fatigue will find that even though they slept for 8 or 9 hours, they wake up and they're still tired because their body's not producing enough cortisol in the morning. If you want a more clear picture of what adrenal fatigue can do or the different symptoms, or even if you may or may not have adrenal fatigue, there's a free questionnaire from Dr. James L. Wilson. It's a great resource. I'll put in the description bar down there. So that's one thing that you can do, or you can just basically feel at this point in my life, I can feel when my adrenals are on the fritz, and I know when I need to, just rest for a few days. Healing the adrenal glands is very important. This is going to help reduce body fat. It's going to help your mental clarity. It's going to help your productivity, sleep hygiene. Get good sleep hygiene. And I talked about that in my sleep video, so there's lots of different things in my sleep video. Get good quality sleep. Try to get to bed before 11:30. If you are on your computer, you work on your computer, download the app called Flux. Flux is something that will emit red light from your computer instead of blue light, and that's going to dramatically increase your
Flux is free, by the way.
Put that link down there also. The next thing I'm going to talk about
I'll try that out. Flux.
Please understand, I'm not talking about some sanctimonious, focusing on your chakra. I don't want those of you who are not into the woo-woo stuff to get scared away by this. Just think of it as kind of like a warm bath for your brain. It just gives you space. So I recommend meditation for like 5 minutes to start out. All you have to do is close your eyes and focus on your breathing. That's it. And I put a little meditation playlist down in the Dropbox below that I like. Now I'm going to talk about exercising with adrenal fatigue. One thing you don't want to do is over-exercise. Exercising should be intense, should be under 45 minutes, let's say, unless you really enjoy it and you're really feeling it and you really want to go for that extra 20, 25, 30 minutes. If you want to have a 90-minute workout and you really enjoy it and it's what you love, make sure you just pay attention to your body. If at the end of your workouts you feel completely fried, that you're taking it all the way 100% every single workout, and you're doing that maybe 2 times a day, especially for like figure competitors and bikini competitors, that can definitely lead to adrenal fatigue for sure. Now I'm going to talk about supplements regarding adrenal fatigue. First supplement I'm going to talk about is caffeine. I highly urge you and suggest that you eliminate most caffeine. If you're drinking coffee, replace your coffee with green tea.
Green tea.
It's going to be hard for like the first 6 days, but I promise you
6 days,
you'll
hard.
look and feel so much better. Coffee can be very taxing on the adrenals. It's such a harsh form of caffeine. There's also various compounds in there that can upset people's stomachs, that can be bad for your digestion. Also, coffee's been shown to shorten telomere lengths. Telomeres are the little shoelace caps on your chromosomes. So you want your telomeres to stay intact, especially if you don't want to, age prematurely, if you don't want various diseases. I'm not saying coffee causes disease, but coffee has been shown to shorten telomere lengths. So switch your coffee with green tea. Dr. Weil suggests that green tea can actually enhance your telomere length. If you want to keep your telomeres nice and pretty, drink some green tea instead of coffee. You're going to feel so much better. Other supplements that will help with adrenal fatigue are B-complex. That's going to help your energy levels. Also magnesium. Magnesium is going to help you get a very good night's sleep.
B-complex.
And last thing is just chill out.
Magnesium.
Don't take things so
Green
seriously.
Tea.
Try to really cultivate a happy, joyful life. And you can just do that by little things, like when someone cuts you off, you don't get mad about it.
Oh, I always get mad at
when
that.
your kid spills something on the floor.
I don't have kids.
To laugh about maybe and not scream about. Just all these little things can add up to make life more enjoyable and make sure that your adrenals aren't fried. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully your adrenals
I did enjoy this
thank
video.
you for it soon, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Goodbye. Okay. Now there's some ad, because this app that I'm using is free, for Elvis slots. Or no, it's Caesar slots, but they're showing Elvis. Okay, exit to that. Okay. Well, that was a nice video. So, if you want to watch that video, you know, as opposed to just listening to the audio, and my added commentary that was ridiculous, go to Lean Secrets and look up Healing Adrenal Fatigue. Or go to the YouTube search and type in Lean Secrets Healing Adrenal Fatigue. So, okay. So yeah. Here's an idea, Starbucks. Maybe you can, you know, for reasons that Captain Starbuck was a, what was he, like the co-captain to Captain Ahab? There's no rule that you only have to, you know, serve, you know, coffee. You could serve green tea. And, you know, people will buy Starbucks green tea. So maybe I should, because, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I have, in the past, I would drink coffee off and on. Although, I have been using some coffee grounds for planting. Well, not yet. I've been putting it in some soil, and so I've heard that it's pretty good for that. In the past, I was just throwing it away, but I've heard it's pretty good for gardening purposes. So I've just allowed it to kind of mix in with the soil, and I'm going to start stirring it around. And, you know, like I said, I'm going to be planting some flowers, which, according to the little bag, it's right now is about the time to start planting it. So I'm just going to play around with my little camera that I purchased recently. I'm going to rant a little bit. Yeah, I bought this at what am I saying? I didn't buy this at YouTube. I bought this for my YouTube channel, but I bought, it's called a Sony Handycam. It's an HDR-CX440. Optional accessory, the NPB-X1. So probably they sell that separately. I don't know if I need anything else for this or not. I asked the nice young lady who took it out of the camera. Everything was under lock and key, and at Walmart, as it should be, there's a high tendency for theft, especially at stores like Walmart. I don't know if it's because of the economy or what the deal was, but they were kind of they seem to be understaffed, and at least on this day that I purchased the camera, nobody had a key to the camera section of the store where they could unlock the cabinet and get the camera that I wanted. And the day shift people, they were in the process of finishing up their shift. Said, well, just wait 5 minutes and we'll have a new crew, and there's going to be a person over there who has a key. I said, okay. Wait 5 minutes, and realistically, he should have said wait 20 minutes. And if he would have said that, I would have left the store. But I waited 5 minutes, and everybody clocked out. And then there was like a 15-minute gap in which people kept going up to a computer and logging in. And it took them 15 minutes before there was actually people in the back. The people who were replacing the front cashiers, they were real quick to get to work. The ones that worked in the back, I think they just kind of moseyed on in. And I think whoever it was that finally started running electronics, started getting people together to start running electronics and cameras. I think they weren't even the main person. So whoever was in charge of electronics and the cameras, I think they just didn't show up that day. But I do feel like they were kind of understaffed, and it would have been nice if they would have had I'm sorry, they had things set up so that I'm sorry. Would have been nice if they had it set up so that there was at least like a half-hour overlap from one shift to the other, as opposed to one shift leaves and then you kind of have to wait for the next group to clock in. If you had at least that half hour of everybody being on, it would be a smooth transition. Just saying. And I'm not saying that just to pick on Walmart, because I stuck around and I got my item, obviously. But then again, it was later in the evening, and I think most other stores were about a half hour away from closing. And it's kind of like it would be a race for me to get in. So, what I'm saying is, it would have been quite the rush to drive to the next store, hoping that they were still opened, hoping the electronics section was still opened, and being that I personally do work in retail, I have worked in retail in the past. I know how annoying it can be when you're you're trying to close up shop. Because realistically, the last half hour of uh, the work, the store work hours, um, everybody's in the process of closing up shop, but they still have to help customers. And usually there's maybe a half hour to an hour in which they stay after closing to kind of tidy up for the store's opening the next day. And so if you're able to get into the doors before they close, you're still good, technically. But they really want you to be out of there so that way they can tidy up the store. So I didn't want to have to be like that. The Walmart I was at was open 24 hours a day. But, you know, if you're open 24 hours a day, why not have it set up so that there's at least a little bit of an overlap? Originally I said a half hour, but even if it was 10 minutes. I mean, there should be a way for that to happen. And also, I don't know, things seem to be just severely like they were understaffed. It's this ginormous Walmart with 25 or more registers, and even when it's super busy, I don't think I've ever seen any more than 6 registers opened. And when it's later in the evening, they usually only have like 3 opened at one time. And if you think you're smart by going to a 24-hour store late in the evening, thinking, hey, nobody else is going to be there, I can shop, it'll be quiet, nobody will be there, there'll be no line. The cashier would love to have something to do because they'll be so bored out of their mind with nothing to do because nobody else is there except for me. They'll get through like a breeze. It will be a breath of fresh air for them to check out my items that I want to buy. If you think that, you're dead wrong because there's way too many people there. They expect nobody to be there. That's why they only have between 1 to 3 registers opened. There's always a long line. And there's always somebody who, you know, when I decide that I'm ready to check out, there's always somebody there, without fail, who has like 2 ginormous shopping carts full of groceries, which they need, and that's fine. It's just like, okay, so they're taking their sweet time. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. The cashier is usually kind of a slower cashier because the really quick cashiers, they have those ones during the day. I figure nobody's going to be there at night. But, you know, so they're slowly ringing through these 2 completely full shopping carts full of groceries and other items, clothing for their kids, clothing for themselves, things of that nature. And then I have my handful of items that I want to purchase. And I'm hoping that, they will open up a a new register, and this is what almost always happens. And I don't know why this happens, but this is how it always goes down during moments like this, at least for me. Well, first of all, I should say I have this weird curse where no matter how long the line is, I'm always in the longest line. It could just be one person in front of me, and for whatever reason, that one person, their purchase takes much longer than anybody else's. I don't know why. But anyway, once the person in front of me is done, only then does another cashier open up a register and say, "Hey, I can help some of you over here at register 11." Will the person next in line follow me to register 11? And that's after I've waited for like a half hour for the person in front of me to purchase their items. And my question is, why didn't somebody come to assist 10 minutes in as opposed to a half hour in? If they can see that there is indeed an issue at the register or two completely full shopping carts, and this is going to take a while. Wouldn't it be better just to, just fire up that second register and say, hey, sir, would you like to follow me to register 11? Oh, yes. Yes, I would. But, that's life. So, I'm going to try out this. I'll try this thing out. The Sony. It should be good. There's some other optional accessories. I could probably go to the Sony website and order these. Have them mailed to me. This is a Japanese device. Most of the stuff that I buy is from China, so. But I don't know. It says Japanese, but we'll see. Sometimes they outsource some of the stuff to China, and then they just kind of finish up the process and assemble things in the other country. But I'll open this up later. It is late, and I will have to get up soon for work. And I need to upload this. So, if you've actually been paying attention to this all along, I thank you for watching. I really do. If nothing else, maybe I've heard my voice is soothing and relaxing, and doubly so when I'm sick and I have kind of a raspy voice. So it's kind of a whisper. If nothing else, this has lulled you to sleep. And you're asleep now. Yay! So anyway, have yourself a wonderful night or day or whatever. And, stay tuned if this camera doesn't work out, I'm going to return it and get another one that might be ideal. But being that this was actually the most expensive camera they had on their shelf, or at least the most expensive camcorder, it should be just fine and dandy. Hopefully. So yeah. As long as I'm able to either upload it from the device itself somehow, or if I can upload it to my computer and then upload it from there, as long as it's friendly to the technologies I have, or is friendly by itself, it should work out. The only reason that I would return this is if the only way I could upload this to the internet is if I hooked it up to my computer, and for whatever reason this is not friendly with my computer, in which case I could not use it. So yeah, I keep trying to say goodbye, but I'm just not going away. With an hour and 16 minutes and 40 seconds in, you're more than likely sleeping by now. Even if I personally play this back, which I probably will, I'll be asleep by now. You know what I'm saying? So, wait, thanks for listening, and stay tuned. Not sure when my next actual video will be. We'll see. Have a wonderful time. Wish you the best of luck with your personal ambitions in life. Have a wonderful day or night. Bye-bye.